How would you describe Agnetha as a person?
For me, she's dignified, sort of quiet, doesn't speak too much, warm, caring, very family-oriented person, and also, again, very musical.
Today's video is very special. This is an exciting episode. Folks, we are invited to talk to Agnetha's friend and producer Jörgen Elofsson. And this island happens to be the same place where the ABBA members used to live in the 1970s. We were there last year. Today we are in search of Agnetha Fältskog, the person, the artist, singer and songwriter, and her latest project, ABBA. Jörgen's home studio is just around the corner from that shore. Let's go there.
She's very focused. She did have the song back home, she was, working it through, learning everything about it. She always writes things down and make sure she's very effective in that way. So once she comes to the studio, she knows what she's going to do. I can't say that for a lot of new artists, but she's like an old pro, the way they used to be, very prepared and knows everything. So when she came in here and once we started working, I think effective time was an hour and a half for her to go through everything.
1.5?
Yeah, like effective time. It's like, you're making a movie. All the lines are different scenes. You got to get them right, So we wanted to feel like it's, like in the old, sort of in the old days when, there was a lot of voices, her and Frida's, and, packed it up to give the song a lot of push. But you still hear her through, she cuts through like a knife, She loves stacking vocals, like she loves harmonies. She's very good at harmonies. She comes up with the harmonies herself. She wants, can I try that? Can I do this? So once she had done it for an hour and a half, I knew I had everything. She was very nervous afterward, like, oh man, it wasn't good. Oh no, and I was sitting here feeling, wow, it's so good. So it's a different world between, because she wants it to be so good, and she don't know if, am I good enough? Is it going? Where my voice? I'm not sure, and all those kind of things. But she's always a bit like that, I think it's part of being that professional. You want to give everything. You want to do such a good job, and being an artist, you carry an insecurity as well. Because if you're secure, you can't be an artist. So you have to be both insecure and great at the same time, because it's the insecurity that drives perfection. You know what I mean? So it's like actors. Was that good? Like Robert Redford. Was that good? Like they're always, they don't know. You don't know exactly, So, but you want to do such a good job. And for her, now she wanted to be, for my sake as well, of course. Because that's where we are really in the relationship. We want, I want to make good for her and she wants to be good for me. We're trying to keep that legend going.
And did you realize this is actually the first time in over 50 years that Agnetha continues to work with the same producer on one of her solo projects?
Oh, yeah.
The last time was Byrne on her third and fourth solo album in 1970 and 1971.
Oh, he did them?
Yeah. That must say something about your relationship with Agnetha. So how has it evolved after A in 2013?
I mean, first of all, I really like her. I think she's a great person. Hopefully she feels the same about me. But I think we meet in the music. And I think that's how she meets people, The Byrne twice kind of thing wasn't an accident, But I mean, in this case, I feel we meet in the music. I think I understand a lot about her, I think, and that does help. Especially, I think, if I would put myself in her shoes for a second, being who she is, I would work with people I would really trust, and you know, you give trust and you get trust back, and then it evolves into a good working relationship. I think that's what we evolved into. I think she believes in me and trusts me. It's a wonderful thing to be able to help her reach the audience out there. Yeah, I think it's an amazing trust.
How would you describe Agnetha as a person?
For me, she's dignified, sort of quiet, doesn't speak too much, warm, caring, very family-oriented person, and also, again, very musical. So, yeah.
How would you describe Agnetha's singing voice?
Agnetha sounds just like she was a young kid coming out with a record today. It sounds perfect. So I don't understand what that is. Maybe it's because we've heard Agnetha's voice for so long that it's part of our DNA almost. And so wherever that voice comes in, it feels right. Like it's one of those original pop voices that just makes it work. She has matured, you know, like a great wine, you know, not being rotten, if you know what I mean, but really matured into this fantastic, wow, it's just amazing. And it's a little lower, it's a little warmer, you know, but it's so heartfelt and you can really tell a story. She's actually, I think, the artist that I think is the best of telling a story. You know, when she sings, she's telling the story, because that's how you follow her in the music. Every word it's like an actor playing a different scene. Here she's sad, here she's happy. You know, you can really hear that in the voice, and it's just getting better actually.
ABBA's sound engineer Michael Bitretto said something similar about Agnetha and Frida, that they are one of the few or the only artists that he worked with who can be technically brilliant, but at the same time emotionally convincing.
Yes. Yeah, I think he was right, you know.
You experienced the same thing with Agnetha.
Yeah, I do. And she's, the talent she has, it's still there. The raw material of her absolute musicality, it's still there. That's why it sounds so wonderful. Even though she doesn't do it that often, when she does it, it's really good. And I'd rather have it very few times and being really great than not being so good and too much, you know, so, yeah.
Every 10 years?
Yeah, every 10 years. I think that's what she would like.
Between A and A+, it has been 10 years, and Agnetha returned in music with Voyage and ABBA. What would you say has changed in her as a person and as an artist with that experience?
I think she's more relaxed, maybe. Yeah, more relaxed, more content with the whole thing. I feel that the process was easier this time. It's more calm and more tight and not so spread out, you know. Otherwise, I think she's the same. You know, it's like me. I'm kind of the same, but different.
For a long time, I have this idea in my mind that many fans and friends are actually excited about as well. To go back to Agnetha's Swedish songs, her own compositions from back in the day, rewrite them with English lyrics and have them newly recorded by Agnetha herself. What do you think about that idea?
I think it's a beautiful idea. It might just stay on that idea stage if you want her to record them.
It should be her.
I can promise you one thing, I keep asking her to write songs. Can we write a song? Can I listen to something you've written? She's a very gifted writer. She always has songs going on in her mind. And she's a composer at heart. So it's more like if she has the time or the energy to do it, you know. When it comes to Agnetha, you never know. You never know. She might just say, yeah, you know. I continue asking her from time to time, you know, because I love working with her. I think it's fantastic.
And for that, I want to say on behalf of myself and many fans, you gave us an exciting time with so many memories and arguably one of Agnetha's best solo albums. For me, That was the first time ever to witness the release of new recordings by any of the ABBA ladies. It was certainly one of the biggest highlights in my 20 years of being a fan. And now, 10 years later, you bring Agnetha back again. And I know that many younger fans are experiencing this for the first time.
Wow, it's crazy. I don't know. It's, you know what? When I was a kid, you know, she was there on the radio constantly. We had a radio in the kitchen, it was on. I heard a lot of her songs there. You know, Swedish top, you know, top music, whatever, top 10, you know, she was always there. I have a big memory when I was walking to buy my dad a newspaper, you know, in the kiosk. I walked down there, I had my little crown or 5 crowns or whatever, and buy that one and get some candy or whatever. And then that was on the newspaper flash, you know, news flash, boom, breaking news. Agnetha getting married. And I really remember that moment. I was there. She was riding in a horse carriage with Byrne and waving, you know. And I kind of never forget that little moment I had there. So to have this honor, really, what it is, to have someone like Agnetha wanting to work with you, it's like there's some amazing power when you get to work with somebody you listened to when you were young. I mean, we couldn't, in our biggest, craziest dream, imagine that she would go on a stage. So she surprises people. And she surprised us now by making a new song and doing this project together with us. I mean, that's a big surprise. It's a wonderful gift.
It is. So from my heart, from our hearts, I say thank you so much. You are so appreciated.
Thank you so much for having me here.